Welcome to the Mizzle Dub Show. Welcome to the Mizzle Dub Show. 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 Dub Show. Welcome to the Mizzle Dub Show.
Hi. Welcome to a sun edition of the Mizzle An Dub Show, or should we call this the Jamal Murray and the Jimmy Butler Hour? But give no takes. But this is a early edition of the Mizzle An Dub Show. First off, to our viewers and our fans, we apologize because we did wanted to come on a couple of nights ago and do a show, but brothers got to work, so
Yes, indeed.
Fatigue set in, but we promised more shows during the playoffs, and here we go. So before we talk about game 3 yesterday in Miami, let's go back to Friday night and game number 3 in Los Angeles, to where in the first half it was all nothing but Jamal Murray all the time, as he erupted for 30 in the first half. Only was held to 7 in the second half, but nonetheless, his teammates picked him up when they needed it, and the Nuggets pull away with a 119-108 victory, as the Lakers' struggles from shooting beyond the arc continues, with the exception of Reeves.
And they still shoot.
And they still shoot. But nonetheless, Murray led the way with 37. Jokic had 24. For once, he did not have a triple-double, which is shocking, but I'm going to say he's going to get one tonight. I'll just go out on a limb and say that. Porter had 14, 17 big points from Caldwell Pope, but Bruce Brown was huge off the bench for Denver. He had 15 to contribute. The good Anthony Davis showed up in game 3. He was spectacular, having 28, 18 rebounds, 2 blocks, and an assist. LeBron almost had a triple-double. He had 7 rebounds, 12 assists, 23 points, but decided he doesn't want to shoot threes, and he was 3-9 from beyond the arc. I mean, the Lakers as a team, period, was 10 of 32 from beyond the arc. Denver hit 17 threes. Even though the Lakers shot 10 more free throws than the Nuggets, they missed 7 of them. LeBron struggled from the line, only was 4 of 7 from the line.
Excuse me. Wow.
Which did not help the percentage. And yeah, like I said, it was just a tale of one half, it was Jamal Murray. Then the second half, it was a combined team effort, and the Denver Nuggets stand 1 win away from their first ever appearance in the NBA Finals.
Did you see this happening like this, though?
No.
And I know I picked the Nuggets to win in 5, but I thought the Lakers would have gave at least a little more better effort than what it is. But then again, I said they're tired. Not just from the altitude of being in Denver, but the series that they did with the Warriors. It was tiring. You have LeBron, an aging LeBron, who's playing 40-plus minutes, an injury away Anthony Davis playing 40-plus minutes, and you're not getting any contribution from your other stars or your bench players. This is the result.
Other than Reeves and Hachimura.
Yes.
Those two have been spectacular all postseason long.
Yes. And then when you're not getting that this is the result of but again, I still have it in 5. I believe the Lakers are just going to come out and just.
Well, I've been wrong the last few times because I picked the Lakers to win game 2. I was wrong. I picked them to win game 3. I was wrong.
So I picked them to win game 1. I picked them to win game 1, and then I thought they would win game 3 coming home. So I've been wrong out of the 3 games so far. But I think they get this one tonight, though, just for the simple fact of the matter. They're not going to go out like that. They're going to come with everything. Hell, they're probably going to extend a whole lot of energy that it would be easy for Denver to win game 5 because when they get back to Denver, because I believe they're going to be so tired playing tonight's game. And it's every other day. So that means after this game, they're flying right to Denver.
Travel day.
Afterwards.
And then Wednesday, they get it back out of for game 5. Well, I agree with you. But of course, me being the full-fledged hater of the Los Angeles Lakers,
Oh, I would love a sweep.
I would love to see Denver bust out the brooms
Yes.
in the house AEG and the LA Kings built.
Yes. Yes. That would give me no better pleasure than to be at work and just smiling off ear to ear.
Be like, Laker fans, come join Dub Nation on the bench and let's talk some basketball. There's plenty of room for y'all.
Yes. Yes. And I love that, you still have the confidence. I heard it went from Lakers in 6 to Lakers in 7. So how about you guys just talk about this? Lakers next year. That should be the next quote that should be coming out your guys' mouth right now, because it's not happening. There will be no 4 games in a row. Hell, they can't even put piece back to back good games. So if you expect them to put 4 competitive games against Denver, come on, man. Come on over. Come on over. Come on over. Because it's not happening. 4 games? No.
There's a reason why it hasn't happened.
It's
okay.
Hard.
The only team I know that forced a game 7 being down 3-0, I want to say it was a series in the early 2000s between the Portland Trail Blazers and the Dallas Mavericks. I don't know who was down 3-0, but they forced a game 7. They lost game 7.
You might be right on that one.
You know what? I'm actually I'm gonna research this as we're talking about this.
But here's the thing: can it happen? Yes. This is why we play the game of basketball. This is why you step out there on that court and you play till 0-0 and you're walking off the court. But in my mind, in my honest opinion, I can't see the Lakers putting 2 back-to-back 4 games in a row, especially with traveling. No.
Considering that you're going to have to go at least twice back to altitude, where you have not won either game in altitude,
and Denver's undefeated at home in the playoffs.
Even though both games were close, and the Nuggets have that trump card of not losing and protecting serve on their home court, which the Lakers have not in this series.
Mm-hmm. But wait, what's the saying? The series changes once the home team loses, right?
Correct.
The Lakers lost. So what does that mean? It's set for Denver to win. That's how history just goes about it.
All right. So it was okay. Let me go here. Now that I have found it. Come on. Do your job. So
all these athletes doing these commercials is ridiculous.
Western Conference Playoffs. All right. So now that I have found it. Okay, so it like I said, it was the Mavericks versus the Blazers, and let me try to find it here. Okay, and it was the Mavericks that were up 3-0, and Portland, to their credit, won 3 straight, forced a game 7, but lost game 7 107-95. So
it's doable.
So that's the only time I've seen a team being down 3-0 and at least getting to a game 7.
Yeah.
They just couldn't finish it. Yes, I know LeBron was down 3-1 to the Celtics in 2011 or 2012, one of those years when he was his 4 seasons in Miami. I get it. Yes, we know about 2016, although he pissed and cried and moaned to get Draymond Green suspended, which we all know what happens. If he doesn't get suspended, it ends in 5. I don't care what anybody says.
We pretty much agree to that. I don't disagree with that at all.
So, yes, LeBron has done a lot of miraculous things at the age of 38.
Yes.
How he keeps his body in shape, how he is still playing at a high level at this age. You can't knock that. But he is not the same defender he used to be.
No.
Which,
I mean, Jokic just ran right by him.
yeah.
Just ran right by him.
Now, if this was 10 years ago, he would have been guarding Jamal Murray to make sure Jamal Murray would not have a heat check.
Yes.
But that's not who LeBron is anymore. Okay.
No.
Yes. Your defensive prowess starts to slip. Even Jordan's defensive prowess slipped with the Wizards. Jordan was still effective at his age, 38, 39 years. But again, Father Time is undefeated.
Yes.
And
yes. Yeah.
And all those years that LeBron has been playing taxable minutes, it's now starting to take effect to his body. It's the same thing, unfortunately, that happened to Kobe.
Oh, you
all
saw
those,
it.
All those years that Kobe was playing all those high plus minutes,
Well,
late in his career, started
and it also goes to say, kudos to LeBron, because here's some credit to him. How many straight years was he in the finals?
8 straight years.
8 straight years in the finals. That's a lot of fucking basketball. And that's not including how many game 6s or 7s he went to, because I know LeBron hasn't really been sweeping anybody in his playoff or final appearances. He gets swept or something like that. I don't think maybe once or twice or 3 times in his career he made a sweep.
He rarely sweeps a series. I know one particular I know one particular series they swept the Hawks in the conference finals. But that's because the Hawks are the Hawks. Even though the Hawks were the number 1 seed during that when that happened, but still, LeBron normally takes series into game 6s or into game 7. So
it's a lot of basketball. And you're talking about 8 straight finals, and three playoff series before you even get to the finals. And so now when you add it in this play-in tournament, it's more basketball. So that's more taxing minutes on his body. And like I said, he's been playing 40 plus minutes.
Yeah, he played 43 in game 3.
Yeah.
AD played 42. And then Austin Reeves, which he's young, he could do that. He played 40. Yeah. So again,
get the ice bath, get some rest. He'll be ready next game.
The question we kept asking, and the question that a lot of people have kept asking, is will all these minutes, these high plus minutes that Anthony Davis and LeBron are playing, is it going to come back and bite them and haunt them? Like I said, the Lakers will do everything. They will pull off all the stops and play desperation basketball to try and force a game 5 back in Denver,
which I think they do. I think I have more. I'll say this: I have more confidence in them winning this game than I had when I picked them to win game 1 and game 3.
Mm-hmm.
When I picked those, I was picking like, okay, momentum, a little bit of rest. They took game 1 and, in both series and against the Memphis and the Warriors. So it's like, okay, they know what they need to do. That's why I picked that. And then game 3, I just picked it on the simple fact of the matter they were home. And they don't lose at home. But I have more confidence in picking them to win tonight than I had in the previous 2 games. I picked them to win.
Again, I agree. But like I said, the Laker hater in me wants to sweep in the worst way.
All day.
Just give it to them like you gave it to Phoenix in game 6, to where the Suns just couldn't do jack shit.
Well, here's this. Joker didn't walk in the building with a triple double in his pocket.
He did not.
You best believe he got that triple double in his pocket today. And if I were anybody that's on that floor, you might want to pay attention to 2-7. You might, because if he sees 1 or 2 going consecutive, you might want to switch up your defensive plans, because he can ruin your season in a quarter, and you've seen it already.
Well, like I said, if you didn't think Jamal Murray was that dude, first off, go watch him in the playoffs in the bubble in 2020. The man went batshit crazy. And he came off a torn ACL the previous season. Mm-hmm. And for Michael Malone to console him, because Jamal Murray really thought he was damaged goods, he was used, he thought he was leaving Denver. And Mike Malone, for him to say, no. You are one of the reasons why we got here. Mm-hmm. We are not kicking. You are just as important then as you are now. We ain't trading you.
Now, what that does to a player's confidence and his So now he has nothing to worry about. Now you just go out there and play basketball. You got the vote of confidence from the owner and the head coach. That's all you need. That's all you need.
Okay. Here's what he's done so far in these Western Conference Finals. And if Denver does pull off the sweep, I'm pretty sure they'll give it to Jokic, but I think the MVP should go to Murray because all Murray has done in this series is put up 31 and then back-to-back 37 and then back-to-back 37-point games in games 2 and 3 to where he went off in the fourth quarter in game 2, scored 23, went off in the first half, scored 30. So he averaged 20 points a game in the regular season. In the postseason, in his postseason career, he's averaged 27.5 points, almost 28 points a game in the playoffs. So you want to talk about expanding your horizons. He has definitely done that. And in his career against the Lakers, he's averaged 22.5 points with 5 assists and has shot 37% from the floor or from 3-point range and 44 from the floor. So Jamal Murray doing this is not surprising.
Not at all.
Because, I mean, you saw the talent in Kentucky. And he is one of the guys that is showing that New Balance can make basketball shoes because he's a New Balance guy. So,
well, him and Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi, yes. And by the way, New Balance shoes, they are very comfortable.
They are. Well, hell, I was wearing New Balances before they even got.
Yeah, but I'm just saying they are very comfortable shoes and they're also lovely to walk in. So if you ever take a evening or a morning stroll, New Balance shoes along with Under Armour shoes are just comfortable as can be on your feet. I'm just trying to tell you.
Agreed.
But I know we say the Lakers win game 4 just by the fact that they're going to dish out everything they possibly can to win game 4. But of course, in our heart of hearts, I want to see some brooms busting out in Los Angeles, California, and give the teams an experience because the finals do not start until June the 1st.
Yeah.
So
that's
you can get yourself 2 weeks of rest. Now, switching over to the series that has shifted to Miami, Florida. First off, again, if you don't believe heat culture is real, you might want to start believing in it now. Now, those that watch basketball and have seen what Eric Spoelstra has done since being the head coach of Miami, it's not shocking. It's not surprising. All they do is just be consistent with who they are, and they stick to the script of who they are. But first, I got to go back to Thursday, or I got to go back to Friday in game 2, as Boston again had a 9-point lead, and again, Miami found its way to come back again to take game 2, which is heat defense. And again, big plays from the bitch. Buckets had 27 in game 2. Bam had 17 rebounds, 15 of them defensive, as Miami just found a way. Then you transfer over to game 3 last night.
Well, if you're going to talk about game 2, you're going to have to mention one part that happened in game 2, where
Mr. Vincent,
where where Grant Williams decided that he wanted to poke.
Yeah,
okay. Now, mind you, Buckets was minding his own damn business, just walking down the court, about to get back in the offensive thing, and Grant Williams wanted to get all up in his face talking that shit. Okay, so what does Jimmy Buckets decide he's going to do when he gets the ball down low?
Go to work.
Gave him the move, gave him that work, got that and one. And what does Jimmy decide to do? Get right back in his face and talk that bullshit too. Now, I love it. That is old school Eastern Conference basketball because that's how it's played in the playoffs. I know they was excess double text, but I'm glad the referees let that go on for a little bit because that's passion. They were just talking basketball to each other. There was probably some superlatives thrown out there, a few little fuck you and a little biatch and stuff like that. But Jimmy would just let them know I'm here. You can talk that shit too, but I'm here. And I love that whole thing. But at that exact moment, Grant Williams fucked up because the Heat went on like a 27-6 run. and they didn't look back. So
first off, Grant Williams brought out the Houston, Texas in Jimmy Butler because that's where Jimmy Butler is from.
Boy, man,
which is mistake number one.
Man.
So
and I also love Jimmy Butler's interview at the end when they asked him, what was that? He was like, "Oh, I love it.
That's just basketball.
That's just basketball." He said, "No disrespect to Grant Williams. I'm thankful that he did that." You know what I'm saying? He said that's all it was. We went back and forth. That's basketball. And see, that's how the NBA should be playing. None of that flopping shit. None of that, oh, he touched me and stuff like that. Give me the foul to crying shit. Play basketball.
Now, just to finish off on game 2, Caleb Martin was big in game 2. 25 big points off the bench. And then Duncan Robinson gave 15 off the bench.
He's been huge.
In addition to Bam's 22 and 17 on the
floor. As
you've
been saying.
Again.
As you've been saying about Bam.
Like I said, yes, Jimmy Butler is the engine, but damn it, Bam is the heartbeat. If he's going to compliment Jimmy, it is going to be hard to beat this Miami Heat team. Now, we go to last night's game to where
He didn't do that much. Jimmy didn't do much.
He didn't have to. He did not have to, but I mean, game 3 was just as I'm going to bring back one of my old quotes. Game 3 was total molestation of the Boston Celtics.
Well, it was just all around the whole Heat team as a team. Yes, I mean, 81 points by undrafted players alone. 81 points by undrafted players.
Gabe Vincent, have yourself a game, young man.
Please do. Put some respect on his name real quick.
Gabe Vincent in 35 minutes. Shot 11 of 14 from the floor. 6 of 9 from three-point range. He was a plus 18 on the floor. Led the Heat with 29 points. Oh, by the way, Duncan Robinson with 22 off the bench, shooting 7 of 11 from the floor. Oh, then Mr. Martin again off the bench, giving you 18 points off the bench, to where Jimmy just had a very quiet 16 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists.
Jimmy
did not need a score and almost messed around. And then Bam really didn't have to shoot.
He was on the glass. He was on the glass most of the game.
But I mean, Bam was a plus 30 in his 26 minutes, and was 4 or 5 shooting from the floor, and a perfect 5 or 6 from the free throw line. So, I mean,
that's hard to beat.
The only person that did not score for Miami was Highsmith, but everybody else at least got at least one basket for Miami, with the exception of the player coach, soon to be coaching on that stuff, Udonis Haslem. Now, we said that we think the Lakers will get a game 4. Tomorrow night, Miami is going to be sweeping in South Beach.
The Bruins are coming out tomorrow.
And again, it's just I don't know what's going on with Jason Tatum, who is a fantastic, tremendous talent, MVP type talent, but he just seems to disappear in the fourth quarter, and that's been going on a lot. It happened a lot in the series against Philadelphia, with the exception of Game 6. And of course, Game 7, he just went back ape shit crazy. But what Miami is doing defensively on Tatum in the fourth quarter is a credit to Spoelstra.
Yep.
And again, I go back to what Stephen A. said on first day when that question was asked. Out of the coaches that remain, who do you trust the most? And like I said, without hesitation, not even wasting a second, he said Spoelstra. And again, that's credit to the Arson family. And again, the best hairdo in the NBA.
Straight up. Slick Willie himself.
The slickster that is Pat Riley.
Damn right.
But again, like I said, Pat Riley, I will put him up there with the logo Mr. West.
Yeah.
And the architect, the great late Red Auerbach. I put Pat Riley up there with those two guys as the best executives in basketball, period.
You can argue on that.
And pretty soon, you're gonna have to put Bob Meyer's name up there because he's done a fantastic job. And of course, I forgot the Spurs GM, but you're gonna have to put him up there too because I'm telling you right now, the San Antonio fundamentals will make their return.
Oh yeah.
And you're gonna talk about how, damn it, they're boring. They just won't go away. That's just what the Spurs do. That's why for the last 10 years I have called them the best ran organization in North America professional sports. Period. But it starts with the Arsons, it starts with Pat Riley, it goes down to Spoelstra. Like I said, heat culture is rare. And I've been saying this, and I know I am beating the dead horse with a stick. But again, the Miami Heat are not your normal number 8 seed. They did not scratch crap and grow in the playoffs. They were there. They won their division. Like I said, we know divisions titles don't count in basketball, but they won their division. But they lost their first playing game, had to win to get in. And since then, all they did was
Sweet.
beat the team that had the best record in the Eastern Conference.
Made it look easy.
I want to say the Bucks had the best overall record in NBA, if I'm not mistaken. Which
You're correct.
I will go.
No, you're correct. They won they were the number 1 seed with the best record.
Okay. Oh yeah, 58 win Milwaukee Bucks team that had the best overall record in the NBA. Beat them in 6. And oh, by the way, Jimmy Buckets put up 56 against the Bucks in one game. Thank you very much. Okay. Then they beat an improving Knicks team, which the Knicks, I hope the Knicks can keep this consistency together.
Yeah,
because again, like I said,
they got something going.
Because like I said,
contenders.
Like I said, playoff basketball at Madison Square Garden is just special.
Yeah.
And it's just one of the greatest atmospheres in sports. There's nothing like it. I'm trying to tell you. I would love to experience that. I would love to experience that one day in person in my lifetime. It's nothing like it. Now, you take the Boston Celtics, who won 57 games, and they're the defending conference champions in the East. Which a lot of people said that they were the next best team to possibly win the title. And now you have them on the ropes, possibly getting ready to give them the knockout punch, possibly tomorrow in front of your home fan base, to which Miami Heat fans, do not be late arriving to game 4 tomorrow.
Yeah.
Show up in your whiteouts and damn it,
don't leave.
Root your team to eliminate the leprechaun and go to your 6th finals appearance in your franchise history. Show up early and show out, because we know how long you can get when you're filled to capacity. We've heard it.
Yes.
But I hope this fan base appreciates this particular Miami Heat team simply because it's just an amazing run. I can't say nothing more about this team.
Yeah.
I enjoy watching them. I don't have a dog in the race because my team got eliminated by the damn Lakers, but damn it, if there's anybody I want to get a ring,
it's Jimmy Butler.
I really want Butler to get a ring. Like I said, if it ends up being Nuggets Heat, which is the finals that I wanted, because just give me something new, give me something fresh.
Yes.
I really would be okay if either of the two teams won it, because they're both deserving of it.
Of course.
But just me being a Jimmy Butler fan,
yep, that's it.
I want Buckets to get one.
Yeah, just root for Jimmy.
Just because what you saw in the 2020 finals, have that with some crowd behind him, man. That's all.
You're seeing what he did in that finals. I mean, he gave his all. You could just see that he wanted it. Now that's the player that you can say who wants it. You can look at Jimmy Butler and Jimmy Butler say, "I want it." You believe it, damn it. You believe Jimmy's going to get that bucket for you, and that's crazy. And he ain't even a jump shot shooter. If you know what I'm saying. But I am real confident with him with the ball in his hand in the clutch situation.
Yeah.
Just
I won't argue that.
So yeah, I do see the knockout punch happening tomorrow. I believe that they're just gonna And it might happen early too. It
Yeah.
just might happen early.
It just might.
It could be over before it starts. And that's crazy. I don't know what's going on with Tatum and Brown, but it's something's not working there. And then they're up for those max contracts. Somebody's gone. I believe it might be Jaylen Brown before it be Tatum.
I agree with that. Brad Stevens has a big offseason ahead of him.
Yep.
There really might be some changes in Boston. I just feel it's coming. Because I mean, Boston has been on the cusp the last few years.
Yep.
They got to a finals appearance last year,
Yep.
lost the Warriors. The whole situation with the head coach with Uday now being the head coach in Houston. I mean, and that's not to take away from Joe Mazzulla. He's done a fantastic job. But I mean, something is wrong in Boston. And okay,
yeah.
Magic Johnson, I love you. I do. But why are you talking about the Celtics? Shouldn't you be talking about your team possibly getting swept at home by the Denver Nuggets? But yet you want to talk about what's going on in Boston? Okay. I can understand if it's Larry Joe Bird talking about the Celtics. He can do that. That's Larry Legend. He wore the green and white his whole damn career.
Yeah.
Okay. But you talking about the Boston Celtics?
How he's disappointed. What did he say? Did he say disgusted or disappointed?
How you're disappointed?
Yeah. What is that?
You should be disappointed in your damn Lakers. That's what you should be disappointed in. And I don't want to hear about how Denver is the better team, which is true so far. They've proven that. But you need to be talking about your team in LA that you hype up all the doggone time, even when they suck. You still hype them. And again, Magic, I love you. You are fantastic in the NBA. Whatnot, this, that, and the third. But Magic, you need to worry about your team in purple and gold that might be joining the Celtics on the couch.
I wonder how Laker fans feel about that, though, or even just the whole he's speaking of. I mean, I guess we're speaking on it because he's played them enough like that, but he has no ties to that organization besides just the legendary games that they had. It's pretty much about it. Yeah, that's.
Well, I mean, he still gave one of the greatest performances ever in the NBA Finals, Game 6 in 1980 against Philadelphia, when the captain was not even on the team playing and wasn't even at the game, and then Magic was spectacular.
All five positions.
We'll never take that away from him, but I just think the Heat ended tomorrow. I want the Nuggets to end it tonight, but I know the Lakers are going to play desperation basketball to try and
get back scary. That's kind of scary.
It
is. You might get a motivated LeBron, and when Bron's motivated, he pretty much plays a pretty good game. So,
but again, why do you have to get motivated to play in the playoffs?
I have no idea.
Magic didn't need that. Bird didn't need that. Isaiah didn't need that. Jordan didn't need that. Kobe damn sure didn't need it.
I don't get these new age players, man. That's how I'll leave it.
I mean, Wardell does not need to be motivated to be in the playoffs.
No, this is true. But I don't know. But he's going to play some inspiration basketball. So yeah, wouldn't be shocked if that's tonight. But yeah, definitely.
Well, like I said, if Jamal Murray plays some special motivated basketball again, it's going to be over. And somebody better get that Derek Fisher crying meme ready when they lost to the Spurs back in 2003. I know everybody wants to talk about the Jordan meme, but damn it, give me the Derek Fisher crying meme against the Spurs in 2003 and cue that up for Laker fans if the Nuggets pull off the sweep tonight. Yes, I'm being petty and I don't care because y'all like to be petty to us when y'all beat us, which rightfully so. Y'all won the series. Take nothing away. Take credit. You beat us.
I gotta pay my debt on that here pretty soon.
You beat us in 6, but if y'all get swept by the Nuggets, pettiness will come out. Because again, y'all didn't sweep us. Y'all beat us, but y'all did not beat us 4 straight. We took y'all to 6 grueling tough games.
Hell,
with the exception of Game 6.
Yeah, few here and there. I'm not trying to dwell on it, but few things here or there, and it's something different. But like I said, they won.
They won. To the victors go to spoil, but like I said, there's plenty of room on the couch for y'all to join us to where we can talk about a Heat Nuggets NBA Finals.
I'm down for that.
However, we would be remiss if we did not talk about the legendary Mr. Jim Brown, who we lost last week at the age of 87 years old. As I said on one of my posts, many people still to this day believe that Jim Brown was the greatest football player to ever live and put on football pads and a helmet.
And I wouldn't disagree with him.
The man averaged 100 yards for his whole entire career. And I think there was one season of the 9 that he played that he did not go over 1,000 yards. He played 9 seasons. 8 times he won the rushing title, which is still a record to this day in the National Football League. Okay. At the time of his retirement, he was well over 12,000 yards for his career, which of course was not broken until Walter Payton did it in 1984, and of course eventually surpassed by Emmitt Smith due to Barry Sanders retiring way too early. But Jim Brown was just more than a football player. He was an actor. Yes. But more importantly, he was an activist
in the community. He was out there in the community.
He is Cleveland, and yes, I know Jim Brown has had some issues with women. I get all that. I understand it, but everybody deserves to have a second chance. And Jim Brown did a lot for Black people in trying to bring them together and trying to end gang wars in LA, because he was right in the heart of it in LA, which of course that's where he made his home at during the off season. He is beloved in Cleveland. You mentioned that name in Cleveland, Ohio. That man is held in high relevance.
Yeah.
Even in LA, he's hired in high relevance. The rushing title now bears his name, and rightfully so.
Yes, this is correct.
And again, you talk about especially him in the heart of the civil rights movement in the 60s with him, Muhammad Ali, Bill Russell, the captain before he became Kareem Abdul-Jabbar when he was still Ferdinand Lou Alcindor, which is Kareem's born name for those that don't know. And just other athletes. They stood behind Muhammad Ali when Muhammad Ali refused to go into Vietnam, which Ali in the prime of his life was stripped of the world heavyweight title. Jim Brown right there was right there with him. In addition to Jackie Robinson. And so we just want to give our respects to the great number 32, Mr. Jim Brown.
Indeed. So let's talk about that boxing match that happened on Saturday.
Oh boy, the boxing community is really
heaved off on this one.
Yeah.
I didn't see the fight, but I didn't see the fight.
From what I saw, it was a lot of action. It was a lot of back and forth. It was just fun to watch. I mean, this is what happens when you got two guys going mano a mano. The score was 116, 112 on one, and then 115, 113 on the other two. Personally, I thought it was a draw. I can see why people think that Lomo might have won it, because they say he was landing the harder punches and was the aggressor all night of the fight. And I know some judges reward that.
Yes.
But then again, I look at Lomo's face. Lomo's face had some marks on it. Devin Haney's does not. Personally, I would love to see a rematch because there's just too much controversy surrounding the decision. Mm-hmm. So I would love to see him run it back. And then Shakur Stevenson,
oh boy,
in the interview,
oh boy,
basically said,
oh boy,
Mr. Haney, you're not ready. You're not ready for me. So I want to see the rematch. But dadgummit, Bob Arum, I don't give a damn if they fight under your banner and you think it's bad for your stable. Damn it, Bob Arum. You give me Shakur Stevenson versus Devin Haney right now. Since Bud and Spence don't want to give me what I want, damn it, Bob Arum, you make Devin Haney and Jakura Stevenson happen right now. Bring that to me now, please and thank you.
Do you get the rematch first, or do you get that fight first?
I want to get the rematch first because there's just too much. There's just too much surrounding it. So the rematch, run it back.
Now, how long are we waiting for this now? Because
I know
you know how that goes. You know how it, especially when one fighter think he did win. But as you said to me, his facial expression was the Andre Ward.
Yeah.
And Andre Ward lost that fight.
Yeah, which is why Andre put in the work in the second fight to try to.
Yeah, his facial expression sold that he knew he lost that fight, and he was expecting. He already had a rematch in his head. So, from what I heard is, what this person saw was they would have been okay with whoever won the fight, or they would have been okay with the draw. So, to me, that means it was a hell of a fight. Both of them was doing what they needed to do to win the fight, which means there will be a rematch. When? Who knows? I hope it happens sooner or later because, yes, when that young man walked in that ring and he told him that he was the best and he said, yeah, but not for long, I'm like, you got to give me that fight. You have to deliver that fight. Especially why it's hot right now and why they're all you have to find a way to set that up. I'm okay if Lomo don't get the rematch and these two fight and then Lomo gets the winner of the fight.
I can get with that.
I can see that.
I can definitely get with that.
Because nowadays rematches ain't it don't go like it used to go back in the day when we got rematches, when it was already in the clause in the contract. They knew when the rematch was going to happen, and then boom, they got to it. So
what has made boxing great over the years, especially when you and I were younger, was trilogies.
Yes.
The last trilogy we got was Wilder and Fury, and we're like, enough.
Yeah, thank you.
We're done with that.
Seen enough of it.
But they gave us a trilogy, which the first fight was outstanding, but the last two, clear domination by Tyson Fury. But
clear
again,
domination.
They gave us a trilogy. Of course, I can go through the trilogies that we were entertained to. I can.
It was Pacquiao
and Juan Manuel Marquez.
Yes,
of course.
Those were great.
Okay, the wars between Eric Morales and Marco Antonio Barrera. Give me a 3 Mexican trilogy fight. I am sold every time. Okay.
Leather.
Of course.
It's all leather.
Of course, Riddick Bowe and Evander Holyfield. You want to talk about heavyweight trilogies? There's that. Of course, we don't have to go through the man's wearing the shirt. I don't have the GOAT and Smoking Joe. I don't have to say anything else.
Bad man.
I don't say anything else. If it could have happened, we probably would have got a trilogy between Sugar Ray Leonard and Tommy Hearns because the first two fights were outstanding.
Yes. Oh yeah.
I mean, I wish we could have got a Hearns Hagler trilogy because the 8 minutes of fury was not enough for me. No. Best 3 rounds you'll ever see in boxing, but we wanted more. Yeah. Same thing with Hagler and Leonard. Wanted to see 2 fights of those. So I get it. It trilogies is what, of course, and foolish me. How can I leave out Irish Mickey Warren, Arturo Thunder Gotti in that trilogy?
Okay. Yeah. Here you go.
I mean,
they had no face after those fights.
But
especially Gotti. Gotti lumped up easy though. That's the thing. You can just tap him. No. He was already swollen.
Gotti had to get hit so he could fight.
Yes.
It's almost like Tito Sr. slapping Tito Jr. in the gutter saying, "Okay, wake up now, go fight." And then once Senior slapped him, Tito go put the hands. Whereby Puerto Rico's happy. But no.
Indeed.
Just to touch on Gotti and War for a minute, I still go back to their first fight and round number 9. All I'm going to say is, if you're a boxing fan, you know what I'm talking about. But for the casual boxing fan, go to YouTube and type up Gotti Award 1, round 9, and just listen to Emmanuel Stewart on commentary for HBO. That is all you will ever need to know about Ward and Gotti and that trilogy. That's all I got to say. And then Jim Lampley with a great line. Frank, you can stop it anytime you want to, but the referee was like, if I stop that fight, I'm catching hell.
Yeah.
But
hell of a fight.
That's what boxing is lacking, is trilogies.
I mean, they're starting to get, they're getting there. They're giving us the fights. So I guess we can only ask for one thing at a time, because we just wanted boxing to be in a good spot, and it's getting back there again. They're giving us tremendous fights. It's almost getting back to how we have boxing on Fridays. Friday night fights.
Yeah.
You can wake up on Saturday morning and watch fights on NBC and all stuff like that. So with the zone and everything else, they're starting to give us a lot of boxing. So it's getting there. So hopefully the next thing we will get is they will make sure that we get the fights that we're getting. But if it's damn good, get it going next, because they don't need all this 2 years to take 2 years.
No,
you're not playing football.
No, run it back. But also at the same time, commissions, governing bodies.
Yeah,
you have got to do better with these judges, because I'm just like, what are you watching? And you're right there at ringside, smack dab right there.
I don't get how 2 judges are spot on with their scorecard, but it's just that one judge. Like, okay, what? Explain. That's what I believe we should start asking these judges what they see now. You know how they interview everybody in the world now. They need to start interviewing these judges.
Yeah.
So that one judge that did 116, 112, what did you see?
Yeah.
I need an explanation from him.
Yeah.
I need a 2-minute report.
Please tell me. Please tell me where you saw 8-4 when I see 7-5.
Thank you. Because these 2 other judges got it right. So what the fuck are you seeing?
Yeah.
So that makes me know right there. And God, I don't. That's when you clearly see that somebody in Vegas.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's clear. Who got to him? Who got to him? How much is in your bank account? Because you're obviously not watching the fight.
How much extra did you get?
Exactly. Because obviously these judges didn't get paid, because they watching it like how I'm watching it. And I see it the same way they see it. And I'm just a fan of the sport.
Yeah.
But I know how they're scoring because I'm watching the same fight.
Like I said, personally, I had it at a draw. I had it 114-114. That's what I had.
Well, like Pop said, he would have been okay with whoever won, but he could also see a draw. But like I said, to me, and he said that to me, good fight, run it back.
But also, credit to the class of Vasily Lomachenko, because he could have gone off script.
Yep.
And could have gone like, yeah, I got screwed this and the third, but he didn't.
Yep.
That is very classy of the man.
Well, he's always been at the class.
And plus, of course, he's from Ukraine.
I would say he wouldn't fall for his country.
And we all know what's going on in Ukraine with Russia. Don't need to go into discussion about that. We know what's going on. And he so badly wanted to bring the titles back to Ukraine, just like how Alexander Usyk, who is the world heavyweight champion. Yes. And of course, we're hoping to see him and Fury go for the undisputed title, and we can have an undisputed champion for the first time
fought for his country
in a long time. But just the way he handled the interview, and yes, you saw the emotions of him crying because he wanted to win so badly, and a lot of people thought he did win. Like I said, you can set it up how you want to. You can give me the rematch between Haney and Lomo, or if it is Shakur Stevenson and Haney, that winner, Lomo gets first dibs. Either way you want to do that, I'm down with it.
I can see the script going that way. I would love to see the rematch first. Get that out the way.
I agree.
So then there's
1000%.
then you give it to Stevenson. Either way, Stevenson or Lomo should be in line for whatever that outcome is, because that, like I told Pop, hey, Shakur Stevenson ain't no pushover now.
No, he's not.
Or do not think
No,
that
he is
man
not.
can't get that ring and box. That man boxes. And he can get you with the baba out, or he can step, he'll dance around you, or he'll come in with you. I mean, he has power. I don't think the young man's been touched all the fights I've seen.
I haven't seen him get hit. I haven't seen him get hit with a clean shot.
No,
But again, the feet work. If you have fantastic feet work, it's very hard for someone to get hit. Again,
and if you know how to block,
people get mad, and yes, I'm going there. People always want to get mad because they say, "Oh, well, he runs around." Okay, it's called boxing. It's not called stand there and go toe to toe. And again, don't get me wrong. I love my Latin fighters. They show cojones. They show a tremendous amount of heart. But there's a skill. It's called the sweet science for a reason. And I know people always like to throw shade on Floyd because Floyd didn't run around. Floyd knew how to use his feet, and Floyd knew how to not to get hit. But again, like I keep saying, the only reason Floyd went to defense is because he kept breaking his hands. Mm-hmm. When Floyd was Pretty Boy would knock you out.
Throwing hands.
Pretty Boy would tag you with those hands and would tell you, shut up and fight. Ask DeMarcus Chop Corley about that. Okay? When Floyd was flyweight, junior welterweight.
Yeah, Pretty Boy.
Floyd, when he was Pretty Boy, he would put the hands on you.
Everybody only knows him as Money Mayweather. Okay. But before he was Money, he was Pretty Boy. And that's why I fell in love with Floyd. It wasn't because what he was doing now. That man was a boxer. So, like you said, he did what he did in the beginning. He wanted to extend his career. Guess what he did?
And he kept breaking his hands.
Hey, Pop, come show me how to do.
He kept breaking his hands because he was knocking people out. Okay, so when you break your hands and your hands become brittle, what do? You learn how to become a defensive, even more defensive fighter. Mm-hmm. But not just that, you learn how to become a counter puncher.
What was he doing when they said supposedly he was running? For every one punch you threw at Floyd, he threw 4. And 3 of those 4 were landing flush. So that's points. That's what you get in boxing for landing punches. Being defensive. All I gotta say this. Talk to Canelo Alvarez after he fought Floyd Mayweather, and he'll exactly tell you what other boxers have known when they fight Mayweather. I couldn't see him. He hit me. I couldn't hit him. Am I lined up? Ain't that what Canelo said?
He said in Espanol.
Yeah.
Read the subtitles.
Yeah.
But as I always said, 2 things happen after you fight Floyd Mayweather when he became Money. Number 1, you got your degree and your doctorate in boxing.
And you learn how to box after that.
And you learn how to box. Number 2, we never saw you again.
Yep. Career over. Canelo Alvarez learned how to fight after he fought Floyd Mayweather.
And now Cinnamon's one of the highest paid boxers in boxing. And now the funny thing is now people are starting to pick on Canelo because now Canelo's kind of gone the Floyd route. Some people say in picking his fights.
Okay, don't you when you are at the top, you have the right to pick and choose who you want to fight. Not saying now, of course, we wanted Pacquiao and Mayweather way before we got the fight and we got hosed. I'll take that. It was whatever. We knew what that was all about. So just don't take too long to take the fight. I can pick and choose who I want to fight if I want to. But especially if I earned it.
But I do want to see either Canelo go against David Benavidez.
Oh, yes.
Or Jamal Charlo. Give me one of those 2. Because again, I think if Canelo tries to go back and fight Bivol, at 175, I think Bivol beats him again. I just do.
I agree.
I just do. Because
But
I mean,
that's the fight that people want, though. See,
I get it. I get it. I don't think Canelo should take it, but Canelo wants to try and prove that he can, which he already has won at 175 because he has been a light heavyweight champion.
yes.
But I trying to beat Bivol again. I just can't see Canelo doing it. I just don't. And again, Canelo's a fantastic fighter.
Fantastic.
Has been for a long time, but Bivol is something else in the light heavyweight division. He just is.
Again, you don't get a disagreement with me on that one. But then again, it's when the fans and the media get to talking about, oh, you're ducking this fighter, oh, you're ducking that fighter. And then you get, I guess you would say, cornered into that fight, and you take the fight just to prove people wrong. Like, I'm not ducking them, I'm not scared of them, I'll fight whoever you want me to fight, blah, 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 blah. There's a bunch of fights I want to see, and they're not delivering right now, and it's making me really upset. But I am getting rewarded with other fights while not getting the fights that I want, though. So
agreed.
Boxing is doing there what it's done now. You know, it was kind of like a downfall when Floyd retired, you know, and stuff like that. But now it's easily starting to get itself back up there, and I'm excited to be watching boxing again. But I will love, like we were talking about earlier, Haney-Lomo rematch, Stevenson, Haney, boom, boom, boom. Hell, I'll even take Lomo versus Stevenson. Bring that to me. Hey, bring that. Bring that one on too. I think that would be tremendous for Stevenson because Lomo already has established himself. And, you know, Stevenson is up and coming. I'm not up and coming because we know who Stevenson is. So up and coming is the wrong word to use. We know who that young man is. If you put that up against Lomo, that would be, hell, give me a classic 6 again. Put them all in there and just let them all go at it.
Oh, another Super 6. Oh, boy.
Super 6, yeah. Just let them go at it. That was good for boxing right there when they did that.
Yes.
That was tremendous. Because those wars were,
Like I always said, if you want to know who Andre Ward is, just type up Super 6, and I don't need to say anything else.
Oh, man, that was great. That was very, very, whoever came up with that idea was just, they should be still floating in the island somewhere for that, living off that, because that was great for boxing, right? It put it in a great spot. That was beautiful. We need that again, and that will be nice. So here, one more question before we get off boxing. Can they force Bud and I'm drawing the blank right now. Earl Spence can they force them? Like, I know they can mandate fights. Can they mandate this fight?
That's a good question because I wish I had an answer for you. I don't know.
Because I know they forced Wilder and Fury to fight again. I believe that's why we got the third one, because the W whatever mandated that fight. So if they're hindering people, just give me a press conference, man, and then work on the money later. Just say that we're not going to fight nobody else until we figure out the money situation. Because I believe Earl Spence wants, I think they want the pot to be 50-50, but I believe Bud is a champion, right?
I think they both have titles.
Okay, so whose title ranks the highest? Because I believe that's how that works, right?
Let me go there. Hold on. Okay.
Because damn it, I want this fight, man. And I said either you were coming home for that fight, or I was coming to Vegas to go watch the fight. I believe that is going to be amazing. And they're friends, but they don't like each other. Okay. That what makes it great.
All right. So, as it stands in the 147 welterweight division, Terrence Crawford is the WBO welterweight champion. Mm-hmm. Spence has the IBF, WBA, and WBC. So Earl
is more.
So Earl has 3. Well, Earl has, I would say, the most important: the IBF, the WBA, and the WBC. Bud has the WBO.
Yeah. So that means that Spence will need Bud's belt to
be undisputed. Yes.
And is this fight for all the titles? Or is it
Yes. The undisputed. The
then Earl Spence should get a little bit more of the portion. Then if all his belts is up for it, then so I don't get what's the big thing is.
Hey, I don't know.
Gotta be a fly on the wall with these negotiations, or just so I could be like a chameleon and walk up in there and just shut everybody up.
Look here, damn it!
The people, skibbity pat. The people want this fight. Make it happen.
Do it now. Sign now. Now, damn it. Now.
It's turning into Floyd versus Pacquiao. You know, if we would have got the fight when Pacquiao was in his prime and Floyd was still Floyd, you know, we probably got a goddamn trilogy out of it.
Possibly.
This Earl Spence and Bud Crawford thing could possibly be a good ass freaking trilogy.
Yeah.
But I don't want them to be old, like 8 years down the line.
Give it to me now when you both are in your prime.
Yes. Instead of telling me on Twitter, well, my phone lines has been open. Well, my phone line has been open. And what? I don't want to see that on Twitter. Being a boxing fan is more difficult than some other sports.
I agree. I agree. Well, before we call it a day, any parting shots or takes that you have that you want to share?
Yes. Welcome back to WNBA. Let's give the ladies of basketball some credit. You know, it's good to see them out there. They're getting more support than they used to get back then. So, and it's good to see Brittany Griner back on the court. Even though one of the moves she did in the other game, she traveled her ass off. But I guess she's not going to get all the calls. You know, we're gonna make her real comfortable. But other than that, no, let's give a big shout out to WNBA and their return in the Las Vegas Aces, putting up a big whopping 125. Oof. That team's going to be hard to stop, but I just believe the Mercury might have something to say just because the simple fact of the matter that Brittany Griner is back and
not just that, the New York Liberty and what they're putting together, they might say not so fast. Hold everything.
This is true.
But I mean, just the fact that they have been in operations for 26 years,
right,
is quite amazing because a lot of people thought that this would not last.
Yes,
it sucks that the Sacramento Monarchs folded. It sucks because we really enjoyed watching the Monarchs play.
Yes.
But the fact that the league has been around for 26 years, almost at the 30-year mark, that's quite the accomplishment, and it's a salute to those women because just think of all the great women before them that didn't get the chance. Of course, for me, Cheryl Miller and Ann Myers Drysdale are the first two that come to mind that did not get the chance to thrive.
Cheryl Swoops.
No, well, she was in the WNBA, so she got to experience it.
Yes.
But I mean, those two for me come to mind, of course, because I think Cheryl Miller is probably the greatest women's basketball player ever to live with the way she was just dominant.
Better than Reggie.
Oh yeah, and Reggie will tell you, and Reginald will tell you straight up, Cheryl is the better player than I was.
Indeed.
And this is Reggie Miller being a full-fledged basketball Hall of Famer.
Exactly.
I'm just telling you. But in addition to that, I mean, Doris Burke, she was a fantastic basketball player playing for Providence. Indeed. You know, just so her not being able to play is just, you know, it sucks.
Yes. But now this is good. They're finally getting the recognition that they deserve.
Oh shit.
Oh, what happened?
Oh.
What happened?
You might need to take a drink right now. It is official. Tom Brady has become a minority owner of the Raiders.
Oh, I knew that was going to happen.
Okay.
There's that. Okay, he's already partnered with Mark Davis with the Aces. So
correct. Correct.
So that's not shocking.
Okay.
I mean, maybe he'll bring something that's missing in the front office. You never know. So maybe you put him out there on the recruiting trail. Hey, I'm in the building now. I may not be throwing the ball, but it's still TB12. Something like that.
Now,
So,
hold on now. Now, this is according to Andrew Dixon of the AP. Now it says that the owners, and this is also according to Albert Breer from Sports Illustrated. 24 owners still have to approve it for it to happen. Now, it won't occur during this week's spring meetings, but possibly next week. Now, as we know, Brady has a 10-year deal with Fox, which starts in 2024. So that will not be affected according to this report. So we will see if he will get 24 owners to ratify that. And also, Jadeveon Clowney has opened up to heading back to Houston and running it back.
Interesting.
Yeah. If you can have Will Anderson Jr. learn from Jadeveon Clowney, that could be something huge and something big. I'm just saying. But yeah, I don't have any parting shots.
One more.
Go ahead.
Before we salute to Carmelo Anthony.
Yes.
Salute to Carmelo Anthony. I will love to speak on his just to give him a little bit of his flowers as he announces his retirement today. So yeah, just a tremendous basketball player. Sucks that he didn't get one. It would have been nice, but 3-time gold medal winner, NCAA champion. Hell of a career. So yeah, that will be my last parting shot as Carmelo Anthony. 19 seasons in the NBA. Calls it quits.
And not to mention one of the all-time great scorers.
Hands down.
Time.
Hands down.
Just fantastic. Of course.
I wonder if the replay is up on ESPN Plus of the fight. I'm gonna have to check that out here in a second.
And of course, Olympic Melo was something different. Carmelo indeed loved playing in the Olympics, as he's also a multiple-time gold medal winner.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Anyhow, we both agree the Lakers will win Game 4, even though we really want the sweep. And we think it is over in Miami between the Celtics and the Nuggets. As we were getting closer to the NBA Finals. Oh, I did have one take before we got out of here. The conference finals in the Stanley Cup, both games going into overtime, and the Florida Panthers are halfway to the Stanley Cup final in a date with the Vegas Golden Knights. As the Knights came back, they were trailing 2-1 late in the third to Dallas in Game 2, rallied a tie, and Chandler Stevenson wins in overtime. Knights are now up 2-0. Game 3 tonight, I believe it is, between Carolina and Florida, as the scene shift backs to Florida. And if the Panthers can continue this magical run that they're on, that game is at 5 p.m. It's interesting to see if they can happen.
The playoffs have been very interesting in all sports, all aspects of sports.
Tkachuk has been fantastic for the Panthers, scoring and getting assists. And Bobrovsky, his goaltending, he has been outstanding. It's just been fun to watch. Will it go into another overtime? That remains to be seen. But for the Panthers, as they try to get back in this series, they definitely need to get a win first. Otherwise, Now, coming back down 3-0 has happened a lot more often in hockey than in any other sport for whatever reason. I don't know why that is. I know. But we will see if the Panthers can get one step closer to their second appearance ever in the Stanley Cup Finals, which would be fantastic.
Yes.
But that's all I got. But
I got nothing else either.
We thank you for watching this early edition of the
Yes.
Mizzle An Dub Show, where we talked about Can the Lakers get it to a game 5? Or will the Nuggets be sweeping down the halls of Crypto.com Arena? And will the Miami Heat make their 6th appearance all time in the finals by sweeping off the Celtics? And if that does happen, is Joe Mazzulla fired? What direction will Brad Stevens in the front office go in? That will remain to be seen. But who knows? After game 4 of the Lakers and Nuggets, you may get another rapid fire edition tonight. You never know.
Indeed. Yes, indeed.
So stay tuned. We thank you for watching. Of course, don't forget our YouTube page, of course, put together by his son, my nephew, the great Zordok, who's also working on a new theme song for our show. He's been in the lab, bonnet and all. Anyhow, of course, check out the YouTube page. Of course, check out our Instagram page. Eventually, when we have the same enough, we will go live during one of these games and just dissect it. We will definitely try and do that during the NBA Finals.
Oh, yeah.
So just more things happening with the Mizzle An Dub Show. As always, we thank you for watching. And even though my drink is empty,
Yeah.
it's still 5 o'clock some damn where. And stay tuned. You may see us again tonight.
It's indeed.